I got something special for you.
Hello and welcome to the Gameroom, your bi-weekly video game podcast that will pay top dollar for pictures of Spider-Man. I'm McLeod, and joining me as always is Dwight Robinson. Dwight, how you doing?
Hello.
The episode has started. That's the new official way of saying the episode has started. This is episode 8 for real this time, unlike last week where I kept saying it was episode 8.
Minor mistake.
It was episode 7. Yeah, I guess it depends. I mean, if I was in charge of like a nuclear reactor, it would be a pretty critical mistake, probably. So, yeah, but,
yeah.
Dwight, you're on the podcast as you typically are. I didn't...
Every week.
I'm trying to remember what I said for the intro that I haven't recorded yet. So we have Dwight Robinson. And my wife is here, actually, because we need another person. Her name is Nellie. Say hello, Nellie.
Hey.
And she waved. All the audio people out there can hear her.
I talk with my hands. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So if you hear the random knockings of tables, she probably destroyed something. So, yeah.
Let's see.
So, what have you been doing? Typical start of the podcast. What have you been playing? I didn't even look at your list.
Let me pull those up.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I have a game.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Nobody cares what you've been playing, Dwight. So I've been sitting on this game for a while. My wife has never been on a podcast, and I wrote this game when there were supposed to be like several people out there. So it's a little outdated because I try to keep them relatively topical. So the news at the time was, and we know now, the Animal Crossing New Horizons is at 22.4 million. It is very close to beating Mario Kart 8 as the best-selling Switch game.
Oh, sales. Okay.
So that's crazy. You would think Animal Crossing is like the second best-selling Switch game. It beat out Breath of the Wild and Mario, all this other stuff. So I have a list of other games from going back in Nintendo history, starting with the Wii U and going backwards. And you tell me which one you thought bumble. You think sold more. That's simply all it is. So on the Wii U, I have Super Mario Maker and Splatoon.
How are we doing it?
Yeah, which one do you think? Super Mario Maker or Splatoon?
I would think Mario Maker.
I should make a tally and see who wins.
I'd say I'd also go with Mario Maker on that one.
You're both wrong. Yep. That's actually why I picked that one. I literally have nothing to write with.
I didn't think Splatoon really got big until the second one.
Yeah, that's what I would be thinking.
Yep, well, it was all because of Japan. Japan was like in love with Splatoon. Okay, so 0 points on the board. Going back previous to that, Wii. Duh. I wrote these in order. I don't know why I'm tripping. Mario Kart Wii or New Super Mario Brothers Wii?
Mario
New
Kart.
Super Mario Brothers.
Okay, that's one for Dwight.
Yeah.
Mario Kart is at 37 million, and New Super Mario Brothers is at
usually you always go with Mario Kart. They sell, they always oversell.
Go with the kart thing.
The platformers.
Yep. On GameCube, Metroid Prime or Animal Crossing?
Oh, that's a good one.
Prime.
I'll say Prime also.
You're both wrong. Animal Crossing beat it out by 400,000 units.
I guess another Japan statistic.
Which is crazy.
Metroid
you would think,
Prime was everywhere.
Metroid. No. Yep.
Because they had that in bundles and stuff.
Yeah, you did have that in bundles, but the GameCube didn't sell that well to start off with anyway.
Yeah, I didn't think Animal Crossing really got big until like later. Oh, that's interesting.
And really on this list you can kind of see the decline of like more people playing games, because like what we're at like 20 something million now, and like this at Metroid Prime's at 2 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So 2 million now would almost be considered a failure if it was new Metroid.
Yeah, it is crazy to
come
think
out.
about.
So. On N64, Mario Kart 64 or Super Mario 64.
I might have to break my own rule on this one.
Yeah.
I'll say Mario 64.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'll also go with 64.
Okay, good job. You're both right. You broke your own rule, and for good reason. You got an extra 3 million tacked onto that.
Yeah,
because launch game, whatever. What are
pretty
you gonna
much,
buy? Wings?
pretty
No
much
one's
everybody
gonna buy
had a
Pilot
64, had
So-
Mario 64, except for me. I did not have it. Yeah,
That's weird. You're a weird person.
I didn't
We've
have
confirmed
a
that.
64.
You didn't have an N64 at all, though, did you?
No,
Yeah, so it's probably a good reason you didn't have Mario 64.
I didn't have that till
You
the
just got that
DS.
for Christmas, and you're just like, well, lovely. So, hey, on Super Nintendo, Street Fighter 2, The World Warriors, or I think it's what it's called, or Zelda: A Link to
Fighter
the
2.
Past.
Link to the Past.
Street Fighter
Right.
2.
You got
Street
it.
Fighter 2 was huge.
Street Fighter 2
It was
is huge
super
at that
huge.
time frame, yeah.
True.
So that beats Zelda by a good 2 million, which is shocking to me as well.
Yeah.
I picked a lot of these too because it's
Yeah.
like, really? And all the way back on original Nintendo, we have The Legend of Zelda
Tetris.
and Tetris.
Tetris.
Really?
Both wrong.
Oh wait, no. Tetris was huge on
Oh,
Game Boy. It wasn't huge
yeah.
on NES.
No, that would have been, yeah.
It
Yeah,
was on
but
NES
it
as
wasn't
well,
as big.
but Zelda beat it by 1 million, which actually, all things considered,
Yeah,
still
so
pretty good.
If you,
5
yeah,
million
if we were talking
for,
about Game Boy, Tetris would have beat like everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're not on Game Boy, but even on Nintendo, it did really well at 5.5 million versus Zelda's 6.5 million.
interesting.
So, good job, everybody. Nelly, you got 1 point. Dwight, you got 3 points. No one's a winner or a loser, but in this case, Nelly did lose.
It's a terrible.
Wah, wah. It's all right, but we got going.
Yes.
Now, Dwight, now you can tell us what you've been playing, which I'm gonna read and probably not know anything of what you're saying. Nope. I know one.
So
of them. Go ahead.
before getting into that, man, looking up like flooring and stuff like that is annoying. Yeah,
Flooring?
because we bought a house last week. We haven't moved in there yet. We're just like we're trying to like prep the walls for painting. Yeah. So
you actually
we
got
did
the
good.
house. Nice.
Trying to prep
Congratulations.
the walls and then figure out what we want to do with the flooring because we want to tear out all the carpet and stuff. And man, that's annoying. It's really annoying. I hate it.
We haven't had to do that yet. We kind of just stuck with what we got.
Yeah,
So.
we would do that if it wasn't for, I guess whoever had the place before us. The carpet they tried cleaning it, but it still smells like cat, like a lot, and it's like
No.
strong, especially like in like the closets and stuff. It's like, man, we got to tear this out.
Yeah. You can't really get rid of cat
Yeah.
pee smell.
But yeah, so what have I been up to? All right, so I got 3 games on here. I'll start with the one that's probably the easiest, or the most relevant, I guess, because they announced Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. So it's
Actually, I've heard of 2 of these because I do remember the other one. But go
yeah.
ahead
So
with Puyo Puyo
the
Tetris.
first Puyo Puyo Tetris, I bought that almost immediately.
Yeah, we talked about it on this podcast.
Yeah.
So we're like, there's a first
So I
one.
got it, played it, and it's really nice. I like it a lot. And I mean, especially if you played a lot of Tetris and you played a lot of Puyo Puyo or whatever, you can just jump right in. I didn't even do any story mode or anything. A friend of mine was over. I was like, you know what? I haven't played this yet. Let's go ahead and load that shit in or whatever. And we started playing. Neither of us knew what the specific buttons are because there's some versions of Tetris you can drop the tiles and whatever. So we just jumped straight in. I mean, it was great. There's some weird modes in there. You can either
Weird anime
a lot of
girls.
characters.
They're not like kawaii anime girls. They're like Cartoon Network level drawn anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's great. There's one game mode where you play It's like timed. You're playing 2 different boards. You play a Tetris board, and then it switches over after like maybe 30 seconds, and then it switches to a Puyo.
Yeah, I rented this game when it came out. I do recall it. Yeah, I never did get around to buying it though. Actually, I may buy the second one. I don't know. I like Tetris. I'm not the biggest Puyo. That's hard for me to say in a row.
I'm also
Good
more
job.
of a. I like Tetris a lot, but there really isn't any other multiplayer Tetris games out right now. This is pretty much it, as far as I know.
Tetris Effect Day 1 on Game Pass.
Right, when that
it comes
comes
to
out,
Xbox.
Puyo Puyo, I actually
I'm
like
excited.
columns way more than Puyo Puyo, but Sega doesn't care about columns anymore, so whatever.
What was that game on DS? Medios, I think it was called.
Haven't played that.
Medios. Metos, I
Is that the
believe.
with the cubes?
Is that from Sega or
Yeah.
somebody else?
That was from the Picross guy.
Okay.
I forget his name. But it was like really under appreciated. But I know anyone that's played it's like, man,
I
that
have
game
to
is
try that
awesome.
out.
And myself
Because
included.
there's a couple little puzzle
Yeah.
games like that.
You could probably get it for nothing if you found it at a GameStop. It'd probably be
Yes,
like $10
'cause-
or less. It's on
Yeah, because
original
my wife
DS.
loves like Picross and those kind of art Sudoku and those kind of like puzzle games and stuff. And I mean, I like Tetris, so
Yeah. Check out Medios or Luminous is another one that people tend to like. Even though I don't
I've
like that
played
one
it,
as much.
But yeah, anytime you think of PSP and you think of puzzle games, Luminous is like the first thing that pops in anybody's mind.
Oh, I played a PSP game this week. Actually, I didn't put it on the
Good.
list. Maybe I'll throw that.
All
in.
right,
Not too often I play a
I love
PSP
mine.
game.
I still have not Nights in the Nightmare. It's made by the same guys. It's a tactical strategy. It's a tactical RPG. It's a really good game. Very, very good game. I think it was.
Oh, you
I
drafted
think that's
Union?
it. Yes, I think that's it. Very good game.
Yeah,
I have
it's
it.
pretty cool.
I have it on my PSP. Like right now, actually, it's still sitting in sleep. It's probably been in sleep mode for years at this point. Still in that game.
It's dead then.
Yeah.
It's not asleep anymore. He died.
But so the other two that I had, Dragon Marked for Death, is another one where I just kind of like, you know what? I bought this like a year or so ago. Never started up.
So I have seen that on Switch. I don't know anything about it. What do you have it on?
I think it's Switch only, as far as I know. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay, see, that's
So
how
it's
little
made.
I know
I think
about
it's made by Inti Creates. And you could tell just from looking
That
at it,
sounds
it's
great.
the same guys who did. I think they worked on Mega Man Zero. Those games, they worked on.
It does kind of
Right.
have that art direction a little bit. Yeah, I
think they're
remember the
involved
cover
with
in
the-
my head. I think they sell it. I've seen it like a
Yeah,
physical copy.
those
in a
kind of
while.
games, like Mega Man Zero, Azure Striker, Gunvolt, Luminous Avenger X, all those kind of games. Those like sorta kinda Mega Man Zero. It's made by those guys.
Yeah, everything
yeah.
but Mega Man
So-
Zero.
This game
Everything but
is
the name.
pretty interesting. So this is a RPG. It's 2D. It's like a multiplayer RPG, and it's four. It could be up to 4 players. Each one of the characters, there's like 6 different characters, which are basically classes or whatever. Each one of the classes plays like a character from one of their older games. So there's an attacker class, the Empress class or whatever, that plays like Zero. She has like a gun arm and she has like a sword arm or whatever, and then you can mix and match stuff kind of like Zero played. You can charge up your gun arm, blah, blah, whatever. Then there's another character, which is the Shinobi or whatever, plays
Is this turn-based
action
or
RPG.
action
So
RPG?
think Mega Man Zero,
Oh,
but
okay. I was like, I can't imagine charging up a gun arm in a
well,
turn-based.
yeah.
I mean, you could
but
do it.
It
but-
plays like Mega Man. If Mega Man Zero was 4 players, that's basically how it plays.
That sounds
Yeah.
very chaotic.
Which I haven't played any multiplayer yet. I just played single player, but that's pretty much how that works. And you can zoom in and out. You can zoom the screen in and out. When the screen is zoomed in, it looks like a 3DS game, which I'm sure this game could have been for 3DS if they wanted to.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It may have even started out that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like it did. But
probably.
but yeah,
Oh, in other
Yeah,
news,
yeah.
I guess. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, they stopped the production of the 3DS.
I saw that.
Finally.
I saw that. Yeah, that's sad for me.
Yeah.
I love the 3DS.
Yep. Go get one if you want one. Well, I guess there's plenty out there. You can just buy a used one. Go get one if you want a new one.
I have a new 2DS. I'll probably get a new 3DS or something like that. But yeah, the other character, the Shinobi character, plays like Luminous Avenger, where you dash into people to lock onto them, and after you lock on, you can throw as much ninja stars as you want, and it'll home in on that person you locked onto. Which is how Luminous Avenger plays. You just dash into stuff, and then everything you shoot goes to that person. So it's a lot faster. Whatever. Anybody who loves playing Inti Creates games will like Dragon Mark for Death. And I remember seeing reviews and stuff, and they're saying like, "Oh, well, it's really grindy and blah blah blah." And I'm like, the game looks amazing though. I mean, if you like these style of games, you like Mega Man Zero, you like the Gunvolt games or whatever, you're gonna love it.
Some people like grindy,
so
you know.
If it has really good action, which it does, then go for it. I guess one last thing about it. There's a witch character, which is very interesting because she doesn't have any direct attacks, really. She only has like one direct attack. Everything else you do, you have to do like spells. Each one of the buttons corresponds to like a sound or a color, and you mix and match them into different sequences to actually store a spell, and then you can use it whenever you want. So there's ones to make like a light. There's ones to make platformers. There's ones to power up other attacks. There's ones to make different elemental stuff. It's really weird because this is like in a 2D action game, so it's really fast paced. So it's
probably not the character you want to play if
Right.
you're playing it single player then.
right.
But it would be great
It's really
if you
interesting. I thought that was
multiplayer
interesting.
then.
But yeah, the other one I got is Toho Luna Nights.
Okay, yeah, this one I don't know what this is.
Toho, the like Toho Collective, I guess, or whatever. It's this guy. It's one guy, and in Japan that just makes like all these fucking games. He has like this whole like universe of characters and all this other stuff. But there's a ton of these games. Most of them are shooters. So this one is kind of like a Castlevania game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I've seen a.
You may have. Yeah, they're like a lot of indie, smaller shooters and stuff. And all these games are called Toho something or whatever. And he has like dozens and dozens of characters and all sorts of shit. There's a whole backstory to all that stuff, which I don't know what that is. But this game is really, really good. It's like a Castlevania-like game. I'm not going to say Metroidvania because it's not super huge. It's
I would say Castlevania and Metroidvania are two different things.
I'll say it's more because it's not as much backtracking and random, like trying to fill out a map or whatever, like you would have in a pure Metroidvania. It's more focused. It's a lot smaller. I've been playing for a couple, maybe like 2 hours or so, and it says 2 or 3 hours, I think. And I'm like 49%, with the map. You mostly move forward. Yeah, which is great for me. I love it. So, you mostly move forward, and you kind of only have to backtrack a little bit. But the main good thing about the game is instead of like directly attacking stuff, you throw knives. So that's like your main attack. And you have, every time you throw knives, your MP goes down. So there's this...
This sounds very Castlevania.
But you can't attack for free. You have no free attacks. So every time you attack, you do that. And how you get MP back or you get health back is by doing this thing called graze, which you're like really close to the character. You have to get really close to an enemy, and then you basically like absorb magic or whatever from them. So it forces you to get super close to them, just barely, and then not actually touch them, so that you can get your magic and health back. Because there's to be able to attack more, you have to do that more. So it's just it's pretty nice. And then the character can.
What happens if you don't have any?
Then you
MP?
can't attack. You can attack.
I mean, can you get to a point where you can attack? Can you just graze somebody?
Yeah, so you have to graze them to get the attack to get the MP back, and you can stop and slow time. And it's two different things. That's like the main crux of the game is you can stop time and you can slow it. If you stop time, you can do as much attacks as you want until the time runs out. And then when you unstop time or whatever, then they go out and they attack or whatever. Yeah, unstop. But anyways, it's interesting stuff. I mean, you don't really see that kind of way of playing in a lot of other games. So I thought that was pretty sweet. Unstop time.
I'm writing down episode titles as we go.
But it's good stuff, and it's free. It's on Game Pass, so definitely check that out.
Oh, okay. I did see this. I didn't know what it was. It looked kind of meh. So I didn't download it, but I'll download it now.
The illustration they have for it does look real suspect.
The illustration
Deviant
looks
art or
straight
something.
like somebody threw it up.
Yes,
but
when you actually play it, the sprite work and everything is really good. I think they rotoscoped like some animations or whatever because it looks super fluid. Looks really good. It's very
okay.
I definitely recommend it, and it's really short, so you don't have to waste a lot of time playing it.
And it's really free on Game Pass, so try it for free. So, okay, I think that's on PC as well. Actually, I'm gonna download it after this podcast.
Luna Nights,
because I question my ability to download anything once I get out into a hotel.
But yeah, you got a couple of stuff on here.
Oh, speaking of downloading things, Monster Hunter, I did start to download while I was out. Monster Hunter World. I didn't put that on my list.
For what? For PC? Okay.
Because I got it on PC. Yes. It was going to take the entire week. But, when I got home...
So you could finally play Monster Hunter with an actual, rock solid 60 frames then.
Rock solid 60 amazing. On Ultra. It's so
even on
smooth.
X you can't do that, which is
it's crazy.
Really annoying.
It's so beautiful. It's clean. And I have it on prioritized resolution. I could probably even get it higher if I changed it. It was weird, though, when I booted it up. It's like, I don't know if it's just not optimized or what, but it defaulted to, the crappy mode. And I'm just like, what? I'm sure my computer could do better than this. I was really worried there for a second. But, I didn't play more than, I just got to the town. I just really wanted to see how it ran. And it ran incredible.
That's on Game Pass still, right?
So I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
What, Monster Hunter? Not for PC, it's not. Yeah. But it was on Humble Bundle, I think, for $10 or something. Yeah. It was super cheap. Yeah, I'm just like, okay. I'll give it a shot, because I was interested in playing a better version of that.
Definitely.
So... I'm actually really curious to see if that new Monster Hunter is going to be on anything but Switch, but we'll get to that. Let's see. I've been out of town most of the week. I did play Control on PC. I'll probably save that for later. I didn't play it as much as I thought. I thought I was going to blow through the whole thing in a week, but that didn't really work out. So.
I heard there's a lot to it, so it's yeah.
What, Control? Yeah, I didn't actually get any farther than I did on the Xbox when I had rented it all that time ago. So, I'll circle back around to that eventually. The one PSP game I did play, which I'm remembering, and I will forget if I keep going, was Frogger's Adventure Helmet Chaos, I think.
How was that?
I think it was Frog. It's actually pretty good. The only reason I actually was playing it because I was looking at some Frogger reviews.
You're just randomly looking at Frogger reviews?
You just watch stuff on YouTube sometimes. And I was watching a review of every Frogger game. And that one was praised pretty highly.
That's
and
good.
I was like, okay.
I think I've only played one. Frogger 2 on Dreamcast.
I got it off of eBay for $450
That's a good
on
game.
PSP. Yeah, and it's actually really good. It's a grid-based Frogger game, adventure game. So I probably will continue that. I don't know if I'll take the PSP with me. PSP is a little more fragile than a DS, so I'm kind of always iffy about leaving the house with it.
Which one do you have?
Hell, I'd even say I have the 2000 model. I think it's a 2000, actually. I'm not really sure now. No, I think it's a 3000. It's the Metal
You can tell
Gear
from the button, yeah.
Yeah, yours is a 3000.
You could tell from the ring on the back.
The ring is thinner on the 3000.
Yeah, I think that's what I have.
It has a PlayStation button instead of a home button. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, and I know the screens are like slightly different and all this other craziness.
3000 screen is so much better.
Yeah, but I think it is a 3000. I'd have to check it out later. It's still fine though. I don't really use it that much, but I liked it because it was that emerald green. It's a good looking
very
system,
nice.
but the things I put most of my time into, I guess I'll run over Mario
Yeah.
3D All Stars real quick. I didn't put a lot of time into that, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All those are really good. Although I don't know, Sunshine just doesn't feel right to me on playing on anything. Like I played it with a Pro controller, and I'm just like, this is awkward. I played it with the Hori GameCube pad,
I heard.
and I hated it. Which Hori usually makes
Yeah.
really good GameCube or pads in general.
I heard they don't give you an option. They didn't. They didn't set it up to play with the GameCube controls, like the original GameCube controls.
No. It doesn't
Yeah.
have analog triggers.
Yeah.
And it needs it. So you have, instead of holding down the trigger to squirt the water and run, and then holding it down to lock yourself in place, you have the two buttons, which that's really not the problem. I don't know. It just didn't have the same sort of flow. I'm very familiar with Mario Sunshine. Now I tried it with the PDP GameCube controller, and it worked a lot better, but it still isn't quite there. I don't know. Something's off about it, and I can't really say what. It's still fine. It's still playable. It looks incredible, but I'm mildly disappointed they just didn't have GameCube controller support. That would have been a million
Since
times
you're
better,
really familiar with it, I only played Mario Sunshine for like 5 minutes back when it was on a kiosk at Walmart back when it came out. So
yeah. I need to find those envelopes I mentioned last week, actually. For
so I never really got into it, but when they kept it at 30 frames instead of pushing it up to 60.
They did, and it drops
I
frames.
saw that on Digital Foundry. Good.
Oh yeah. It stutters more
Yeah, it
than the
does.
GameCube one, I think.
Yeah, they said it has some frame pacing issues and stuff like that too.
Yeah, and that's really the one I was the most excited for. Like Mario 64 is Mario
Right.
64.
Yeah,
I
they
could
have
play
a
that on
bunch
an
of stuff,
N64,
yeah.
an emulator, or whatever. And Mario Galaxy plays okay with the pointer controls, but they are not nearly as accurate as a Wii remote. Like I kept having to be like, "Where's the
Right.
cursor?" And playing it with a Pro controller
Yeah.
is obnoxious because you have to tilt the entire
To
controller
do all the
for the icon.
Yeah,
And that's awkward. It's very awkward. So I'm not downing on the thing. It's great.
There, and it's better for it to be there or not.
It's the most easy way
Right.
to play these games now. They are
It's
not
the easiest way to play
I would
these
say
games
actually
now.
Mario
well, up
64.
until March. It's the easiest way to play these games.
Yeah, up until March, and then
Yeah.
scalpers go crazy. But no, it's very good. It's not the ideal way. I would have done a few things different, but
Right.
I'm not in charge, so
That's
it
interesting.
is what it is. So. The two things I actually did play, we're getting around to it, and this is before Avengers came out because I was like, I want to play Avengers because we've been talking about all this Avengers business. So I started up the DLC for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Switch. I was actually going to just restart the whole game because I don't really remember what happened. I know it's like an Infinity War sort of story with Thanos. You start off as the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah,
all
that's
this stuff,
right.
yeah.
They call it the Black.
I could have, I could have restarted it.
The Black Order.
The Black Order?
Yeah, that's right. Marvel Ultimate Alliance
Yeah.
2, the Black Order. Yep.
Yep. And it is a decent story, and it's a good playing game. You could tell I used the same 4 characters through most of the game because like everyone else, because they level up and everyone else is like level 6, and then like friggin' Captain America.
Oh, it doesn't
like
it doesn't
45.
rubber band the other characters that you don't use. Oh, I hate that.
No, it does not.
I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. So like Captain America, Black Panther, Wolverine, and Spider-Man are all super OP, and everyone
trash.
else is weak as shit.
Yeah.
So.
That's gonna happen to me in this
Yeah.
in this new Avengers game. I just know it.
I'll get to that. On Ultimate Alliance 3, the additions they've made are very confusing to me as someone that played the game and then came back to it. Because I know it has all this extra little fluff BS, but I'm just like, okay, I've got all these extra characters that came with the season pass. Where are they? Like I'm looking at the roster, they're not there. And there's like different menus you have to go into to access the different DLCs. And then I'm just like, how do I get these characters? You have to go through these like training missions to get them and like beat them in a fight. It's like, why do I have to do that? I already bought these guys. Why do I have to unlock them now? Yeah, I only managed to unlock Iceman and the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four, at least, is part of the story DLC.
Not just,
which is...
That's pretty good.
Yeah, all four at once. I mainly want, and even if I don't get everybody I want Colossus and Cyclops. Those are my main two. Colossus.
Wait, you have to download Cyclops?
Yeah, he's in the game to start off with, but he's not a gettable character in the base game.
What? Okay, all right. Well, the main X-Men character, but okay.
But yet they have some really random characters, but they don't have Cyclops.
Kind of weird, but okay.
So, or Colossus.
Because they know that's characters that people will pay money for.
I guess.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, the DLC story is pretty good. It's set in Wakanda, and it's with Doctor Doom. So it's kind of like almost harkening back to the original Ultimate Alliance. So. I haven't finished it, though, which I guess is promising because I played it a little bit, and it didn't seem to get that far into the plot. So maybe it'll actually last a while. The main game is decently long, too. On the other end, though, I did start Marvel's Avengers, the current one on PS4. You need to get that game so we can play multiplayer.
So we can grind for loot boxes. Yeah.
Yes. So the main campaign is incredibly short. I beat it accidentally almost because I was like,
"That's good for me anyway."
It's over. It's so fast. But then once it's over, you go back in and you have this like war table. Well, you know how it goes. There's all these missions in there, and I'm just like, why didn't they just kind of like patch this in? I think they expected you to do these missions before you beat the game.
Is it separate, or is it just like you see story missions, like mainline story missions, on the war table with everything else?
There's like a well, it's very convoluted. Remember me texting you a couple times like this is BS. They're just putting me into situations there's no way I can win, and then I find out later I can add AI teammates. It's just like they don't tell you stuff like that. That's like should be critical for you to know.
It's kind of like,
I guess because they just really want you to
like
play
where
multiplayer.
they don't do the tutorial or whatever until like 2 hours into the game.
Yeah. And once I started up those missions, I could not. Okay, actually, you know what? Right now, write in to us at Escape Games, I think it is, at gmail.com. How do you get back to the Quinjet after you've started a mission thread? Like, you start a mission, then you go back to the war table. It just puts you on a menu. And then you could pick another mission. I cannot figure out how to just go back to the Quinjet, though, without exiting the entire game and going back in, which is so stupid. I know there's a way to do it, but it's probably super cryptic and dumb.
I only played the beta, so it could be different from all that anyway.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not hip with the new games nowadays. Okay, on a positive note, though, I do enjoy it actually a lot. I've been playing it even past the fact that I beat it, playing as Captain America, and he is super OP once you upgrade his shield. Like, I literally hardly fight anybody hand-to-hand. I just stand back. And I got that shield ricocheting all over the place. It's like a damn ping pong ball. It's just going everywhere, killing everything. And, of course, I have Thor on the team. Thor is the other good character. Everybody else, Kamala's good, too. Everyone else, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to play as you.
How is the... So what do you think of the combat? Now that you actually got to, like, dig into it. Yeah,
I like it.
I thought the combat was amazing.
I like it a lot. It takes a minute.
It takes forever to get useful stuff.
It's a lot more deep. Yeah, and it takes more to get used to than what you would think. There's like combat training missions you can do with each character that kind of gives you their nuances. Once you figure that out, it's pretty good. And you can. It takes so long to level up. But you have this massive skill tree, and you can kind of dictate where you want your character to go, whether you want them to be a brawler or a ranged fighter. So, like I said, I maxed out Captain
Right,
America's
yeah.
shield abilities immediately because I wanted to have high defense and I wanted to be able to just fling the shield all over the place. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to continue to play it, though. I'm actually excited to play it when there's like an upgrade on the next gen, because that is a problem with this game. I don't know about everything, but on PS4 Pro, even the Pro, you'll load in sometimes, and I didn't send you this photo. I think I sent it to somebody else. But you know, like when textures don't all the way load in on some stuff, and they get like that wobbly look to them, that happens very frequently.
Yeah.
Like 6 out of 10 times, the character will be walking around with some like half-loaded clothes on. So
The only thing
for like most of the
really
scene,
bothered me is when you're in a mission, you're in one of those I don't even remember what it calls it, strike missions or whatever, when you have like 4 people with you or 3 people with you, and especially the one when you're on the East Coast and you're in that city, and the frame rate tanks. Like, it's terrible.
It tanks too. It tanks. And unfortunately, playing as like Captain America, or I love Captain America. I've said before he's my favorite Marvel hero. But playing as him or Black Widow, if you feel so inclined,
I love playing
guess.
as her in the beta.
Yeah, but getting around compared to like, you know, Thor or Iron Man, like they could just zip to wherever. But like if there's a chest or something you want to get that's up on like some scaffolding, you really have to like consider how you're going to get the hell up there. They're pretty mobile, but they can't just climb walls.
It's so much easier for like Iron Man and stuff to get around.
Exactly, just zoom right up there. So all this stuff seems incredibly repetitive.
Yeah.
But I'm liking what I'm playing, regardless of it being repetitive. So.
I've seen in like reviews, so I want to know if this is true or not, without like spoiling whatever. Is it mostly just, besides like the first few missions, is it mostly just like aim goons like the whole time, just like robots and aim goons? Damn.
Oh yeah.
That's
pretty much all it is.
That kind of sucks. I'm sure they could have threw in some other
it does.
names in there.
It's I mean, there's like a lot of variety to them. They're like the robots, there's like the synthetic robots, there's the humans in the costumes. There's like ones with guns, ones with electric batons and shit. There's a good enemy variety. There's giant mech type things you can fight. It's there. I'm not gonna say it's a good or great by any means. I'm enjoying it though, so you know, take that what you will. I think you get a lot more out of it if you're a fan of the source material, obviously. So, just going in, if you just want to beat up some fools and throw around Captain America's shield or throw around Thor's hammer for a while, it's fun. So that's all I got on that, and that's been it for me, pretty much. I played some other stuff, but nothing really major. Batman Arkham Origins on PC.
On PC, that'd be amazing. The Xbox version was kind of rough.
It's so clean. It's so clean. Well, I played it on Wii U originally, and I started playing it on Xbox, and then it was like $2.99 or something like that on computer. So I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, I bet this computer could do it good. And yeah, it runs it at 120 frames a second.
I feel like I'm about to convert you over to the frame rate side of the force right now.
Yeah. I kind of don't care as long as it's locked. I'm still on that
it's
camp.
So
like
buttery smooth.
Like even if it's 30, as long as it's locked 30, I'm cool.
So buttery smooth. But yeah.
Okay, we're 40 minutes in, which is crazy. And we have a lot of shit to discuss, so let's just go.
Through some of this.
I had the Ubisoft thing pulled up, so let's go with that real quick. Ubisoft Forward.
No,
there wasn't a lot with this. Because I literally can't remember anything outside of that stupid ass twist of the knife with the Sam Fisher like video they showed where he had a new voice actor. It's not Michael Ironside. And it's not the guy from Smallville.
Really? So it's a third guy.
Blacklist.
Okay.
What was that? Yeah, this is clearly not... well, maybe that other guy just got a more gravelly voice. This guy sounds
I'm looking
new,
at
though.
this. I don't think I watched this forward at all. I thought I did. Oh no, I saw the one for July. I didn't see the September one. Okay. But I'm looking at what's in it, and I didn't miss anything. So go ahead.
Yeah, well, you remember me texting you about I'm tired of seeing Watch Dogs, so yeah, that still stands. You got anything on Watch Dogs?
Aiden Pierce is in it, which I mean, I guess if you really love the first Watch Dogs,
that's right.
you really love the random dude in the coat and the hat, and I guess you would really love that too. But I never really played that one, so
yeah. Who likes Watch Dogs? I actually have the Watch Dogs.
Riders Republic. I've been seeing commercials.
Is that what you're looking at?
Lately. So actually, you're scrubbing through the whole video, right?
No, I'm scrubbing through a CNET version of the video, which is like, yeah, they're talking about Assassin's Creed, which wasn't even in the Ubisoft thing. This is the wrong video, so you keep going.
I'm looking at the Ubisoft's YouTube channel right now, and they just have the stuff they had from their forward.
Yeah, I found it now. So there's a Brawlhalla thing. I don't really care about Brawlhalla.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they're going crazy with this Brawlhalla.
I think I tried it once, and I was like, no, I'm good. I mean, I'm sure it's got its fans.
Oh, okay, so there's a thing with the Notre Dame. There's like a I don't know, interactive experience there now you can do. Because remember they modeled the entire thing for Assassin's Creed Unity. And it caught fire earlier this year or something. I heard about that. So if you want to see Notre Dame in all its previous glory, you can see it in Assassin's Creed Unity.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. I'm actually in the main thing now and not the pre-show. Dude, half of this thing is the pre-show. Mm-hmm. The main show. There's Immortals, Phoenix Rising. That was their big thing, I guess.
Because they had to change their name.
Nelly has mild interest in this.
I always had a passion for Greek mythology.
Yeah.
And seeing it open world.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what is this
looks really
good. I'll defer to you guys.
So far as I can tell, it looks kind of like someone wanted to make more Assassin's Creed Odyssey content, but then someone else is like, I really like Breath of the Wild, and they're like, let's just make a new game out of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the closest I can get. The one thing I do like is to create a character, male or female.
That's nice. That's always good. And
you can get powers from the gods, essentially. So you can get, like, the wings of Icarus or whatever, or I think that's what it is.
They call it Daedalus's wings.
Daedalus wings.
So this is actually, so it's an open world RPG adventure game?
It's kind of like Skyrim, Breath of the Wild, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Wow, this looks a lot like Breath of the Wild.
As far as I can tell. Yeah, it's Assassin's Creed with a Breath of the Wild skin on it.
Man, they're talking shit about Genshin Impact, but this really looks like Breath of the Wild.
Okay, we couldn't think of that name for that earlier, that Genshin.
I'm actually really looking forward to it. This actually, this doesn't look bad. I might try this out.
Right now, I don't know if it's still up, but it's $10 off
Genshin
on
Impact?
Amazon. No, not Genshin and Cap.
Cap.
Endcap.
Immortals.
Endcap
Is this already out? Am I missing something? Oh.
No, it is not out.
It's still under Gods and Monsters on Amazon last I checked.
Yeah. There's a lot of fluff in this thing, so I'm actually going to move along. I'm excited, though, but not that excited because there's so much other stuff coming out this year.
Interesting, I guess. All right.
And then...
So what else we got?
Go ahead. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake.
I did see about that.
Which had kind of leaked earlier, but whatever. That's cool.
So
we actually
what
got
do
the trailer
you think
this time.
of... Did you play a lot of the first one?
I played the first one to death.
Yeah, she played it a lot more than I did.
So what do you think about all the... Because I've been hearing a lot of people talking about how it looks and how they remade it. What do you think of the... Because they changed a lot of stuff. They changed a lot of the animations and whatnot. It's kind of like weird walking animation where you kind of just like, shuffled sideways a little bit in the original, which actually for that game looked really good. They changed it to a regular looking walking animation. Some of the jumps and everything look kind of different.
He's a lot more realistic looking now. It's less stylized, but
so I mean, I don't hate it.
I kind of wish they would have went with the stylized look more, personally.
They could have just like cleaned it up and kept it, because I mean it was a unique look. Now it doesn't really look unique anymore. It's kind of like there's a Prince of Persia game that they made for. It was a Prince of Persia. It was a remake of the original Prince of Persia game, and I think they made it look like the same. I'm trying to remember now.
Oh, you're talking about the one that came out when they made the live action movie?
So I think
on
so.
the Xbox.
Okay, that game is
like
amazing
360
though.
or something like that. No, not Forgotten Sands. Not Forgotten Sands
is what it's called.
No, it's a
not Forgotten Sands. Okay, so you're talking about the cell
it's an
shaded
actual
one?
remake of the first Prince of Persia game, like the original Jordan Mechner joint.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, I know what you're talking about. It was on like
Yes,
XBLA
that's right.
or whatever, right?
And I cannot remember the name of the.
Yeah. That definitely lost the charm. I think it was just called Prince of
Yeah, I
Persia
think it
Remake
was
as
just
well,
called
or
that.
something like that.
I can't find it now.
Yeah, I didn't really play it that much, but I'm aware of what you're talking about. Yeah, that sort of thing. It's like when they re-released Flashback. It's just kind of like, I kind of just prefer the aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean, I like how I'm glad they're remaking it. I think that's great, because there's no other Prince of Persia games out right now. But I do wish that they would have kept that aesthetic and just cleaned it up, kind of like how they did for the Crash remake and the Spyro remake and all of that. The Final Fantasy remake, even though they did change a lot of the character design, they changed it in a way as, hey, what if we made this game now, kind of thing. I don't know. It just looks a lot more generic now. I'm kind of disappointed about that.
I'm also surprised it's not on next gen. It's current
really?
gen only. Yeah.
I wonder if it's going to be a part of that backwards compatibility.
yeah.
Well, no, I mean it'll be backwards
play it.
compatible. But it's like outside of the base enhancements. I don't think. I'm not unconfirmed. I don't think there's any additional enhancements outside of the base ones. So.
All right, so what else?
So we were also talking too. Like, I think if this does well, maybe we'll get the other two in this trilogy. So, but no, Forgotten Sands is good. On a side note, especially oddly enough, the Wii version is amazing. I hyped this game up. The Wii version especially is great. They got Yuri Lowenthal to do the voice again, which I thought was pretty cool for the Prince. And he sounds like exactly
I played
the same.
demo of that, I think, on Xbox 360 like years ago.
Which one?
Forgotten Sands.
Forgotten Sands?
Years and years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty good on 360. It's just kind of like another Prince of Persia, but the Wii version is it actually uses the motion controls in a clever way most of the time. I remember playing it, and it's completely different game. It's not. I mean, it has the same story, but it's like the Splinter Cell games how they would come out, and then it's like the PS2 versus the Xbox version were totally different. It's like that.
All right, so what else we got?
We got a guy talking to me while I take a sip of water.
I don't even see Riders Republic. Is that?
I don't know what this Riders Republic
Oh, it looks
is.
like it's like a.
This is probably something I was leaving
It
alone.
looks like it has like a little everything.
Whatever I'm looking at now has millions of players. Hyperscape, don't care.
Hyperscape.
Right. I'm scrubbing through this quick because
Yeah.
we're almost at an hour. And there are more
Yes.
important things to talk
Much
about.
more
Rainbow
important.
Six, don't care. Well, I care, but I don't care that much.
Yeah, I've gotten my my money's worth
I've-
out of Rainbow Six. I played it heavy for the first
same.
3
I'm done
years, I
now.
think, and then after that, I was like, okay, I'm good.
I didn't even do that. I played the first 6 months, but I mean that was fine with me. I played all the single player content.
You know,
There's this stupid cartoon with not Sam Fisher.
me and a couple friends of mine that played Rainbow Six
Uh,
heavy were disappointed when it first came out and it didn't have Ding Chavez in there. It's like, what? Why they don't have Ding in there? And because he was like the main character of every Rainbow Six game up until now. But and they put in Sam Fisher, which is great. But they never. I've been waiting. They have all these characters. I've been waiting for them to bring back Ding Chavez, and they haven't. It's like
They will. They probably will. Scott Pilgrim's coming back. Scott
That's
Pilgrim
great.
versus the World, which I
Yeah,
still
I have it on 360
I have on
also.
360. That was already kind of.
it's.
I mean, I don't know. I probably don't need to buy it.
I wouldn't
actually,
say it's an
because everyone else
amazing
wants
game, but it is a good game, and it was delisted, so
it. Yeah, it's fine.
now you can play it again.
Okay, we got a bunch of rap music for Watch Dogs. I'm sick of Watch Dogs, so moving on.
I'm just.
Yeah, there's like this whole rap music video at the beginning of Watch Dogs.
I haven't
like,
seen
why?
it at all, but I'm not really. You already know I'm not really super interested in like the.
Oh, Riders Republic.
The
Okay, I
open
see
world
what you're
stuff
saying.
anyway.
Okay, that's like a. Okay, that kind of reminds me of this PS2 game called Downhill
Yes.
Domination.
Yeah, I
Do you
do.
remember that? The game is awesome. And I know this isn't exactly what this is, but it's kind of what. It
Okay,
reminds
so
me of.
you can ride bikes or snowboards or whatever. All right.
It's the crew with
And I guarantee
pedal
you
vehicle.
that's exactly how the board meeting went when they thought of this game in the first place. It's like, why don't we do
Yeah. Look, it's the crew, but
sold, make it happen. Let's go.
yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I
Why
think
did
it
I
looks pretty
exit out
good.
of YouTube? I need it. All right, but that was it. That was it for Ubisoft.
Yeah, we can move on from
that.
that.
Yeah, I'm
It has some interesting stuff.
It was there. before that, we got Hyrule Warriors, Calamity, something.
Age of
another.
Calamity. Age
What
of
was
Calamity.
that? That was announced.
I'm actually really interested
Age
in
of
that.
Calamity.
I'm not very.
Me
I
too.
wasn't very. And I have some Zelda games, but I've never been really into them because the whole mute protagonist. I'm just walking around and I don't really know where I'm supposed to be going, and then it's just like, But this actually looks really good. Yeah.
But in Muso format, there you
I'm
go.
down for that. Actually, I wanted to get the first one too. I know this one pretty much has nothing to do with the first one, but
You should.
I think that's a good thing.
The first one is very Dynasty Warriors esque. This one looks a lot.
I like
less
the
Dynasty
fact that they're both
Warriors-esque.
completely different from each other, so it gives you a reason to get both of them, as opposed to
Yeah.
some games where the sequel is basically the first game but way better. So there's like no reason to get the first one anymore.
Yeah.
So I mean, it looks good. I think it does.
And I just like how it actually ties into an actual
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Instead of the last one just
Yeah,
being
more of like a
here's
dream
everything
match,
you
pretty
want in a
much.
Zelda game.
It's like they intended to make this game to start off with, and then they attached Hyrule
right,
Warriors
exactly.
to it.
They figured.
Whereas the other one, it's like they intended to make a Warriors game
Right.
and then attached Zelda.
I mean,
to
yeah,
it, so.
it looks really interesting. The storyline for Breath of the Wild, from what I've seen, looks really good. I just don't feel like playing
Breath
an
of the Wild's
open
great.
world type thing. But
Yeah, you're not a
that's
big
right.
open world guy. That's about as big as an open world as you
Bro.
can get, really.
Although I'm not
There are
really-
bigger ones, but it's huge.
Although I'm not really known for playing open world either, but I really, really enjoy
I might
Breath
have
of
to
the
give
Wild.
it a try.
Yeah, she played the hell out of it. She put twice as many hours as I have in it, which is I put over 100. So I played the hell out of the Switch when it came out. That was my game. I took the week off for the Switch, and I wanted the Master Edition of Breath of the Wild, and it was cold outside. And I knew one store that had one copy, so I went to the midnight launch for my Switch, got my Switch after being at the GameStop all day because I'm a fucking crazy person and like to stand. Well, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you talk to other people
Yeah.
online. That's how you make friends and whatnot. So I get my Switch. I get a buddy Switch too because he had to leave. And so it's like 1 a.m. or whatever. I get back and I'm just like, well, I want this Master Edition of Breath of the Wild. I couldn't get a pre-order. I tried. So where do I go? I go wait outside the Best Buy. I know that has this thing. It's like 40 degrees outside. Probably colder than that. It's cold as hell. It's okay. It's well below 40 degrees. I'm being too generous. It's freezing outside. I have a picture of me from that day, and I am bundled the hell up, like right at the door. So yeah, I'm at the store at like 4 o'clock in the morning, like
Man.
waiting on him to open. But hey, you know what? I'm looking at it right now. I have the Master Edition of Breath of the Wild, so, and I didn't have
Oh
a
my
pre-order,
God.
so yep. There's very few games I will go that nuts for. But you know what? It's partially Nintendo's fault. Make it easier to get your damn pre-orders
Yeah,
on certain things, man.
they're keeping
So
that
annoying.
tradition alive right now with all the Mario games.
They are. Stop. Just stop doing that. It's so obnoxious. All right. So that was a side note. Oh, also Xbox Series S was announced in between the time frame.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody
you know
knows about that.
What do you think about that? Are you?
I'm
you
still
on
gonna
board?
get a Series X. Yeah, I'm still
I'm
gonna get a
more
Series
on
X,
X
but
still,
I do
yeah.
think that the Series S is a great idea. I don't think it's because normally, you know, I'd be like, well, there's no point in getting that at all. But the fact that it supports 1440p and the fact that it still supports, you know, as high frame rates as the other one is, I mean, that's amazing.
It's like a slightly boosted
Yeah.
Xbox One X.
It's
what it
amazing to me.
appears
The
to be.
CPU is the same. The GPU is, you know, weaker because it doesn't need to push out as much. In computer terms, it's like comparing a 3080 to maybe like a 10 series or something. 10 series will still get you, you know, do what you need it to do at 1080p. So as
It'll
long as you're
get you
doing it
there,
at 1080p, it's still gonna, you know, it's still gonna do the job. So I mean, that's amazing. That's some engineering fucking, you know, genius right there. So
And it's so small. It's like a little tiny box.
I mean, I think that it was genius. When I saw that it came out, I was like, wow, that's a perfect way to do that.
All right, so PlayStation 5 presentation was on the 16th. That was the day they were going to talk about the price. They started off in a big way with Final Fantasy 16.
Oh my god, it looks so amazing.
It does look really good.
That was
What are
huge.
your thoughts?
That was really huge. I'm watching it. Of course, I'm freaking the hell out because, I mean, there's some rumors and stuff like that, but I'm watching. I was like, holy shit! They really started this thing with Final Fantasy 16 right out of the gate.
Yeah,
like that's crazy. And then
they came out swinging.
Yeah, swinging hard. And then the it's kind of like they were waiting around. You know, they didn't really say a whole lot when Xbox was talking about the Series S and about how, you know, Game Pass is amazing. They're kind of just like waiting and biding their time. And I was like, wow, they must have some serious shit to put out. And I just like didn't want to say anything yet. But I mean, it looks really good. Final Fantasy 16 looks really good. I'm not really sold on the combat, but I think the rest of it looks really good. I like the Final Fantasy 14 style. I like the look of it. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I like how they're going back to more of a fantasy element, though.
That's also
Going
amazing.
back
It's
to
about
the
time.
crystals and back to the summons.
Yeah, they spent enough time away from that stuff.
No more just driving around in a car.
Yeah, the boy band in the car. Yeah.
Hey, I like 15. And I'm the only one outside of us in this group that's finished it, so you guys can say nothing. So
I thought about
15.
picking it back up again.
thinking about picking it up and finishing it are two different things.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. I did finish 15. I didn't like the ending. A lot of people say like, oh well, you know, the ending is fitting, and I'm just kind of like,
Okay, did you play the DLC?
I did play all the DLC. I played
You did?
and I watched all the story stuff. I watched all the Arden episode. I watched the little anime shorts. I played all their side stories.
Spoilers aside, the Ignis DLC kind of fixes the ending. So, you know.
Man,
Even
thing
still,
about
I think the ending is good on its own. It's a bit somber, but it's good.
I guess I don't want to really spoil a whole lot.
No, I'm not gonna. I mean, it came out in 2016.
Yeah, I mean, it came out a long.
But she hasn't beaten it, and if you haven't,
I've watched enough videos.
yeah, she spoils everything for herself. I'll see her watching. I'll see her watching YouTube videos with like deep dive, you know, story explanation for a game she just started. I'm just like, what are you doing?
But yeah, I mean, I never really got super invested in the characters. I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm one of those people that when they're playing a game or whatever, if I see just like a group of dudes, I just check out immediately. I don't want to see that. That's not interesting to me. I don't want to watch a group of dudes. Fucking, I mean, you can't just have this damn sausage fest going on. I'm supposed to care about it. So like the female characters they had that were really interesting.
Well,
they fridged her.
And what's her name? I forget the
Dragoon. They have the Dragoon. They have the mechanic
Arnea.
chick, Arnea, and then they have the main heroine. I don't remember her name.
Luna Freya.
Luna Freya. They fridged her
She
ass.
had more of a role though.
I'm so
yeah.
mad about that. I'm so mad they fridged her. I'm like watching it
Quickly.
like, okay, cool.
She's
and then
barely
like
in it.
almost immediately she gets fucking stabbed. And I'm like, what the hell is this? The only female character they had in here and she gets stabbed like right off from that point, I checked out. Like I completely checked out of the story.
Where I stopped too.
I will say though, just as a side note, so we don't get too distracted.
Yeah.
But I do have to point out that has the best summoning animation in it. Well, obviously it's the newest game.
It was.
Yeah.
That
But
whole
especially
that
like
whole battle was,
Ramu
was
or
pretty
whatever
dope.
his name. Is that his name?
The Thunder God.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
You ever summon him
Rama,
in that game?
Rama, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
he was-
god! It is just complete
The
decimation.
first
when you
the first
summon
time you use him, I think you're in that it's not a
You're in that
prison or
complex.
something. You're like in a
Yeah.
military complex, and it's this huge complex. But then when you summon him, he's gigantic, and he's just like
Yes.
looking down this
He's like
tiny
the
ass
size
looking
of
camp.
Godzilla.
Yeah, and he's
like,
you
oh,
know
he just
shocking
picks
everything.
knocked us
Yeah,
up.
He just
That's
throws a
really
lightning
dope.
bolt and obliterates everything.
Yeah,
It's the most epic summoning animation ever, probably. So
I liked how Final Fantasy
Oh, and when
15
you
looked.
when you summon Bahamut,
Bahamut,
also,
yeah,
fucking
that was
incredible.
really good. That last fight was pretty good too.
yes,
It-
there's a lot of good set pieces in that game that just get
Really
you
great
hyped.
set pieces.
Did you play the game? Well, you said you beat it, but did you
Yeah.
play it right when it came out?
I didn't play it when it came out.
Okay,
I played
okay.
it after it was on 1X and it had like the complete edition. I
Okay,
think I
okay,
actually
okay.
bought it right before. No,
I will
bought
say
it- I bought the
they
complete
added a
edition.
lot to that game.
I
That
played
whole
all of it.
back half of the game,
Yeah.
like when you get back to Lucius,
Yes.
is completely different. It's not completely
Really?
different story wise, but like the pacing of it sucks in the base like disc version of the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
It takes so long and it's so tedious. They cleaned it up so well.
So yeah, I only played the complete version. I didn't play the
That's the
earlier
version you should play. Never
Yeah.
buy a regular version and play it off the disc. It's the worst idea ever.
This is a PSA.
I mean, that's how I did it the first time, but
This is a
seriously.
PSA. Do not buy the base version.
Yeah, do not play the base version of Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, I didn't see that's that's my issue with Final Fantasy 16 now is that it has that same kind of floaty combat that 15 did. I
Yeah.
didn't like how 15's combat felt, and my favorite Final Fantasy game. I know people are gonna hate on this or whatever, but I really love Final Fantasy 12. I really loved how much control you had over what your characters were doing. You can set out, you can say exactly what you do at what time and all this other stuff. And 15, they're kind of just like walking around and like dude broing and high-fiving each other and then not helping, and then in 16 it's
Not
basically
helping. They do not yet. That's something they don't do too often.
and in 16 it's basically that but just him by himself from what we've seen. Like we don't really know what's going on yet.
We're making a whole lot of assumptions from
Yeah,
like,
there's a lot of
minute and a half
assumptions.
trailer.
But a lot of people have seen their reactions. They're like, "Oh man, that looks great." And I'm like, "No, it doesn't. He's floating around like what's his name did in 15. I hate that. I think the combat in the 7 remake
There's only
was
4 of them. I
really
can't
well
remember their
done.
names.
But like the floating around, the kind of you just zip to the enemy and then you're just like floating around and just like waving your sword around a whole bunch. And there's like no real weight to anything. And like, yeah, I'm not feeling that.
No, I got you.
But maybe they'll change it or they'll do something with that or
We can all pretty much assume it's never going to be turn-based again. So
yeah. Maybe we'll get a female character that doesn't get fridged in the first hour. Maybe. I hope so. God damn it.
if you want
Like,
turn-based, you got to play Dragon Quest.
Yeah,
All
hated
right.
that.
Moving on from that, I was about to say Final Fantasy Miles Morales. Definitely not that.
I'd play that. I'd play it.
Yeah, I'd play it too. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Or is it
Yes.
just called Miles Morales? I'm not really sure.
I'm just going to call it Miles Morales from
Yeah,
now
let's
on.
just call it that. Yeah, I'm about as excited as I was. It's a new Spider-Man game. Cool. I'll
It
definitely
looks
play it.
really good. It
I
looks
probably
really
won't play it immediately, but I'll definitely play it. It's also going to be on PS4, which I'm kind of happy to hear.
I do want to ask though, because I mean I know a little bit about the character, but not like a whole lot, and I already knew about his like electric stinger type powers and everything. Is there any downside? Like, is there
don't know.
anything that?
I know about as much as I know
Peter
from
could do
Into the
that he can't?
Spider-Verse. Did you watch that movie?
Yes, I did. It was
Yeah,
amazing
that's about
movie.
as much as I know too. So,
So I thought it was like, okay, so he can turn invisible. I remember hearing about that. And
he's
has
also
like,
in Ultimate Alliance 3, but I never use him.
and he has like the electric shock powers on top of all the usual spider stuff. And I'm just kind of like, why'd I ever play as regular Spider-Man then if he just does everything? This is kind of, I don't know, it's weird. So I'm not sure if he has like a downside. Maybe he's
got
physically
to. He
weaker
can't
or
just
something.
he can't just be better Spider-Man, because then Spider-Man will be moot at that point.
I
so.
think in the comics, it's his downside is the fact that he's a kid. They like to play that
compared to the Peter Parker
More
Yeah.
adult,
in
yeah.
his yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, okay.
All right, yeah, but
Looks really good. I'm not playing
excitement
that on
level
PS4,
is up
though.
there. So, Hogwarts Legacy, which has been rumored for like 2 years at this point.
Yeah, I heard some stuff about it.
Yeah. Huh.
I noticed that they immediately put out a statement saying that this has nothing to do with J.K. Rowling, but we don't have to get into all that. But I just thought it was funny. They just didn't want to.
I did.
They didn't want to mess up their sales.
trying to correct before
Saying,
it
look,
gets
just
out
to
of
let y'all know.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty interesting. I mean, the trailer looked good.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was a CG.
It's fine.
That wasn't a CG trailer, was it? It was actual.
No, I'm pretty sure that was gameplay.
It was real gameplay. Okay, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
I'll have to give it a shot. I have actually played most of the Harry Potter games, minus Connect.
I haven't
pass.
played any of them except for Gears of Potter. I did play that.
Which Gears of Potter? There's like 4 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was Deathly Hollows Part 1, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was
Part
on
1 and Part 2
360.
are Gears of Potter.
Yeah. It was
Order of the Phoenix is the
Yeah.
one right before then, and it's actually pretty good. Because it's like an adventure game.
I remember I was playing it and everything was gray and brown, and you had to
course.
post up on cover and then
Yeah.
reach over cover with your wand to shoot
You
stuff
might as well have an assault rifle. Like that's really.
with a chainsaw on it. I thought that was the weirdest thing ever, but anyway, but yeah.
Let's see. Call of Duty Cold War. Yeah.
It's Call of Duty.
Yep.
Duty.
Duty
And it's
gonna
about the
duty,
Cold
as
War.
you might say.
Yeah, Duty's gonna duty. So,
Resident Evil 8, The Village.
yep.
Is that what it is? The Village? Yeah.
Or Resident Evil Village.
Resident Evil Village, whatever.
Or Village Resident Evil if we go off the logo.
It's Resident Evil 8, and that's what we're going to go with.
Yep.
It looks good.
Yep.
I'm
Resident Evil's
excited.
going to Resident Evil, so
Yeah.
you can-
Deathloop again, don't care. Maybe
Yep.
you do. Stop me if you
Deathloop,
care.
well, I mean, it's kind of interesting because it's like Dishonored but multiplayer, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, it's just Dishonored but multiplayer. So
I'm still sitting on Dishonored 2 and Death of the Outsider that I haven't touched. So.
I haven't touched Death of the Outsider at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like Dishonored, especially the first one because it's more linear.
I like the first one. I don't like first-person stealth, but that game does it okay.
There's very few first-person stealth games that I like, and I thought that it did it pretty well too.
Yeah.
Once it got more open in the second one, I kind of checked out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's there, I guess, if you like it.
The Devil May Cry 5.
DMC
Yeah, go
5 Special Edition. I know this is not even a new game. It's just a special edition. They've done these special editions plenty of times before.
Yeah.
But if you've seen, they didn't really show it a lot in this this presentation. But if you watch like the Capcom extra presentation, there's so much good shit coming to this version, and I cannot wait for it. And I am so glad that I did not get the base version.
Because when I saw it, because I played it on Xbox One X, it looks and plays incredible on that system.
Oh yeah, it was running at 4K 60, which is amazing. So now this.
So what's so special about this version then?
Besides the fact that they went even further and you can play it at 120 frames now, which is pretty crazy.
Well, I don't have a TV that supports that. So
And they have like ray tracing stuff and all that. That's just the graphical stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
They have, and you could play as Virgil. I'm guessing that you could play as Virgil throughout the whole game, which is pretty good.
Okay.
Which
That's
they've
cool.
done that for other special editions. The DMC,
For 3, I believe, yeah.
the 3 special edition, you could do that too. 4 also. I
Okay.
believe. But besides that, there's also this new move. This new mode. I think it's called the Demon King mode or something like that, where they
Demon something, we could probably assume, yes.
right, something like that. They ratchet up the number of enemies on screen. So if you watch the video, you'll notice that there's some parts where there's like 50 enemies all on the screen. So it makes it super hard, and it makes a shit ton of enemies on the screen because it's just like, you know what? We saw that, it's so much more powerful, and we're like, all right, so what can we do to make this even better? And there's like, we'll just
Let's
throw
just go
everything
nuts.
at you.
That's cool.
So you play.
This is a budget title, so I might actually consider it.
Oh yeah, and if you
yes,
already have it, then you already have it. So
Oh, really?
yes.
Oh, well, You could just get a free upgrade?
You get a free upgrade. Now, if
Because
you
I have it on Xbox already, so that
you buy when I say free upgrade, I mean if you get special edition on regular Xbox, then you'll have it for Series X or whatever.
Oh wow! I have base Devil May Cry on Xbox. So.
It is a expansion. It's like a paid expansion or whatever. If you don't get it already, or you can just buy it outright. So
well, hell, it's even more of a discount then.
Ah, it's amazing. I can't wait for that shit.
Okay. Oddworld Soulstorm. It's Oddworld.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, unless you really like Oddworld.
Any interest in Oddworld? I like Oddworld, but not enough to care until it's actually out. Same thing with Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Don't care.
Five Nights at Freddy's. I didn't even know people still cared about that like that. But okay.
It's on this presentation.
Yeah.
We'll just talk about Demon Souls.
Get to the good shit. Demon Souls. So. I never really liked Dark Souls. I never really liked any of those Dark Souls games, and a lot of people really loved them and kind of forgot about Demon Souls. I am so glad that this is coming out because Demon Souls was amazing. And then the music, the story, and the only reason why they couldn't continue Demon Souls is because Sony owns the
they own
IP.
the word demon. Yeah.
They own that IP, so they're like, all right, we'll just change it up just enough so we can put it out on everything because they wanted to go with Bando Namcai. Bando Namcai.
There we go. That's the name of the episode.
Bandai Namco. But yeah, so they changed it to Dark Souls and they changed up some stuff. The main reason why I didn't really like it in Demon Souls, you have like a hub world and you go to each individual level and you can wander around, but there's a definitive beginning and end to the level. Then when you finish that level, you go back to the hub world.
So they're like segmented off?
Segmented off. You go back to the hub world, do whatever the hell you need to do, level up, whatever, and you go to the next world. There's like these doorways that's in that hub world, and you go through the doorway to get to, the level that you're going to or whatever, which I loved it. Demon Souls I beat completely. Loved that game. I never really got into any of the Dark Souls games, so I'm super excited about this. You have to get a PlayStation for it. So
I'm assuming that this is just as hard as Dark Souls.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Dark Souls.
Because I'm garbage at that game.
Yeah. Have you played Demon Souls the original?
I have, and I'm still garbage at
Yeah.
it.
But
I mean, I'll probably give it a shot. Every time one of these comes out, I try it, and then I usually give up. So the only one I have any sort of headway is oddly enough, and I think it's just the aesthetic that kind of pushed me that direction. Is Sekiro and Nioh. I've played a hefty amount of both of those.
Yeah, I like Nioh a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Nioh
I like because, and I think the reason I'm better at Nioh, and it could be the reason I'm better at Sekiro too, those characters are much faster.
Yeah.
It almost plays like Dark Souls with a Ninja Gaiden flavor to it a little bit.
Yep.
I can get out of the way a lot faster.
It makes sense because Team Ninja makes Nioh, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
PlayStation Plus benefits for PlayStation 5. Oh, sorry if I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So this is like if you have a PS5 and you have PlayStation Plus, you're going to get a bundle of games that, let's see, Final Fantasy 15. I'm just going to spit them off as they come.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter World, Uncharted 4, Until Dawn, Infamous Second Son, Last Guardian, Last of Us Remastered, Resident Evil 7, Battlefield 1, Fallout 4, Last Guardian, Ratchet & Clank, Days Gone, Bloodborne. You got all kind of crazy stuff. Base version of Persona 5.
Right.
These are all games where if you've had a PS4 and you're like, that's your system, you probably have or have played. Yeah. But if you haven't, then that's a great deal, right? So PlayStation Plus collection.
I think it's awesome. And they kind of, you don't have to pay anything extra for it or anything like that.
If you have PlayStation Plus, you just have those. And I think a reason they're doing that too, because you have PS Plus that gives you free games right now. They're not going to start giving you PS5 games for free immediately.
No.
So they're going to give you a bunch of PS4 games to be like, give it some time.
Try to tide you over.
Yeah.
They've been super against the whole Game Pass model altogether. Yeah. And I was kind of surprised because I thought that maybe they would announce something about PlayStation Now doing something like that. But they
didn't mention PlayStation Now in this entire thing.
At all. Like, it doesn't even exist, which is crazy to me.
You'd think they'd be trying to push that more.
Yeah, they...
Because you can download things now on PlayStation Now.
Yeah, you can. And you can stream stuff on PlayStation now. They're not really doing anything with it. They just don't really care. I saw an interview after that. I can't remember his name now. I think he's a Sony executive, and I don't recall his name. But they asked him about
Kevin Butler. That's his name. I'm just making that up. It's not Kevin Butler.
Not Kevin Butler, yeah. But they asked him, what does he think about Game Pass and if PlayStation would ever do something like that? And he straight said that that's not sustainable to, release first-party games on a subscription service immediately when they come out, day one. He's like, they're never going to do that. That's crazy talk. There's just no way. And this kind of, what they're doing with the PlayStation Plus collection or whatever, kind of signals that, because at first you're like, oh, wow, that's great. But then you're like, well, none of those are new games. They're all PS4 games. And just like you said, it's more of like...
Every single one of those games, if you had a mild interest in it, you've played it already.
You already have it. And they're all great games. But
yeah, nothing's wrong with that, but it's just like...
And it was how many of them was it? Like 10 or something like that?
Yeah, it was a lot, but it was all stuff that... Yeah, you've played. Or you should have played, let's put it that way.
All of these, if you had a PlayStation at any point. So, it sounds cool, but then they didn't really have to do a whole lot for it. So, yeah. I still think it's good, especially if anybody getting a PS5, now you have some games right off the bat.
If you miss PS4, then there you go.
So it's a good way to catch up.
Yeah, there you go. Catch up is good sometimes.
I noticed you skipped completely over Fortnite, but
there's
nothing new there.
There's a good reason for that.
There's nothing new there. It's going to be on PS5. It's going to be on Series X. So,
right?
Yeah, it'll be on everything.
They announced the price.
Yep.
So you have two versions. You have the digital edition at $3.99 and the disc version at $4.99. That's exactly what I predicted.
Yeah.
I'm a prophet. You can take that to the bank. So Jim Ryan, of course, comes on. I'm glad he's not on there long. I don't like Jim Ryan. I don't know what it is about him. He just seems slimy to me.
It's the glasses.
Like, bring back Adam Boyes. I know he's not, or Kevin House, or I know they're not like with Sony anymore. They should just hire them to come back and talk.
Just to talk.
Just to talk. Don't have Jim Ryan talk. Jim Ryan looks like a used car salesman to me. Like he does not come off as a honest dude. But that's just a personal take. So
that price. What do you think of the price? I guess
think
for
it's
both.
Reasonable. It's fine. That's exactly what I thought it was going to be. So
yeah, I figured.
I'm not shocked.
Especially since the Series X is 500, so there's no reason for them to try to go over that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, I would say
they did flub the pre-orders pretty bad.
Yeah.
Everyone started early.
Yeah.
Everybody started early.
I blame Jeff Keighley for this, and the other presentation. When I blame Jeff Keighley for that...
This is the second episode in a row where you blame Jeff Keighley for something.
And, I blame Jeff Keighley for that. It's like, oh, he didn't have anything to do with it. It's like, well, this time, his ass had everything to do with it.
You're just following Jeff Keighley on Twitter, looking for a reason to light him up, aren't you?
So, I'm hearing that he, put out a tweet saying, hey, guess what, guys? You can pre-order this tomorrow. And then Sony, afterwards... confirms that, and they put out a tweet. Yes, that's true. You can get this stuff tomorrow. And I guess some retailers were like, you know what? Fuck that. We're gonna release that shit now. They just pulled the lever.
Every retailer, not some retailer. Every damn place did
they
that.
pulled the lever, and all that stuff opened up, and then people went crazy.
The PlayStation lever. There's just a big PS5 lever on the wall.
Yeah, they just released it to the masses, and it's just kind of like it was crazy. So I think at a lot of places. A lot of places it's sold out right now, as of
pretty much everywhere is sold out.
Yeah,
I got one because a buddy of mine texted me and he's like, "We have one left. Do you want it?" And I'm like, I'd given him a gift card to pre-order a Series X for me, and I was like, yeah. Go ahead and put me one. So,
I mean,
yeah,
I wonder.
It's the only reason I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
But yeah, it's crazy. They canceled my
your
$1
controller
PlayStation controller. Sad.
That would have been.
I didn't think I was realistically going to get away with that, but I had to try.
That would have been a good story.
Yeah, the little screw up last night. They had a lot of games and accessories for $1 on Target.
And you would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those
damn pesky kids.
those pesky kids.
It's Jim Ryan and Jeff Keighley's fault.
Fucking Jeff Keighley.
Jeff Keighley, Jim Keighley.
He ruined all their plans. You know, they're probably going to try to shadow drop the pre-orders. I'm sure that they wouldn't have said anything about the pre-orders yesterday if Jeff Keighley didn't say something. I have a feeling
someone would have said something. He's just an easy target, which, whatever.
Yeah,
shoot him.
He's always looking for a scoop, which is cool. It's funny because if you ever see any interview with Jeff Keighley, he's like always pressing them and pushing them
to say some shit.
To say something they're not supposed to say, or like, so can you tell us a date? And they're like, oh no, I can't really talk about it. It's like, so the end of this year, and they're like, oh, I can't really. And he's like, and it's like, come on, man, it's so painful watching it sometimes.
Yeah, I would hate to be interviewed by him.
Oh my god. He did that during the Xbox presentation, actually.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was that he was asking, and there was like this long awkward pause. He's like, so this year? Well, I can't really okay, it's like, that was bad. But that $400 digital edition, that thing is priced super low. I think because it's definitely not costing them $100 to make that, to take out the little
no
to that drive. I think they probably
also that one I'm hearing just from what I'm reading is so like the not wanted version. I think they knew that ahead of time because most of the retailers, their stocks for pre-orders are like 80% disc versions. And 20% digital only versions. So,
which I'm surprised because it's like $100 less. I figured that.
Yeah, that disc drive does not cost $100.
Because there's still enough people that want physical copies of everything.
Yeah, you'd be silly not to. I mean, you're just, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
Physical copies or not, even if you only wanted digital copies, the Blu-ray drive.
Right. Exactly. Because now you can't watch any any 4Ks.
What if you want to borrow a game from somebody? What if you want to rent a game? Like I do, so.
That's interesting.
It's been busy. So that was on 9/16. 9/17, which was yesterday.
Yep.
As of this recording, was the Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase.
Yep.
I've been looking forward to a full-fledged Nintendo Direct. I even got my YouTube buddy to say should be on it, and that'd be cool. But I'm starting to wonder: are they going to do a real Nintendo Direct at any point again? They just seem to be throwing out these little ones
there's a lot of
left and right.
Ones. There's been like 3 or 4 in a row now.
Every episode we're talking about some sort of like indie or partner showcase or
maybe
Mario exclusive.
They're trying to avoid the vitriol from the all the fans if they don't announce like a new brand, Nintendo game, or they don't put anything up for the Breath of the Wild 2 or Super Smash Brothers characters or anything like that.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised we haven't heard anything about Smash characters now that you say that, but I'm not going to talk about what wasn't shown. I was going to talk about what is shown.
All right.
So she watched this, and I thought the same thing. Did you play Tales of Vesperia?
I like Tales. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, yes. That's a
We're
good
like,
point.
is that Rapide?
Yeah, that looks just like Rapide. That's a very good point. He even has the same color scheme and everything.
Yep.
I thought first maybe Monster Hunter had like a special.
Well,
thing.
once I saw it was clearly Monster Hunter. Once I saw the Palico was over, everyone knew what it was. What are these called? Is it Palamute or Palamute or Palamut?
Palamute? I guess it's supposed to be like that dog breed, the Balamute, or something like that.
That's what my guessing. So I've been calling it Palamute. But it's essentially it's an attack version. Well, I mean, I guess you can have attack Palicos, but it's more of an attack animal side character you can take with you.
And apparently in this one, there's not going to be attack Palicos anymore. It's just...
Yeah, there's their support, and the Palamutes are the attack
which is
side characters.
Weird, but, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But, I mean, you carry one... You can have up to 2 companions. That's the thing you could do. So you could have one of each, have a buff one and a attack one, or you could have 2 attack ones or 2 buff ones. I think I'm always gonna have the dog though, because you can ride on him, and that's.
I
cool.
don't see the point of not having it with you.
Yeah, exactly. That's just you can get around quicker. You don't have to waste your stamina. Like, why would you not have the dog?
I thought it was interesting that they said that you don't use up any stamina with the dog. In Monster Hunter World, you didn't use up any stamina as long as you weren't currently in the fight. So
that's true.
That's been backed out so that you can. I guess there's a point for the dog.
It's a reason.
Yeah.
Because this is the portable team, correct? This isn't like the world team.
I honestly don't know.
I think it is the one that the people that do typically the portable games, and they did the Generations Ultimate. I don't think it's the world team. Because
it looks like the town, of course, looks a lot more like the portable stuff, but the gameplay and the character design and everything looks like World. And I
think World is kind of their thing. It looks incredible for a Switch game. Yeah. By the way, I think.
I was excited about that.
I hope this is on something else.
Yeah. See, that's when I saw that, I was like, "Wow, this looks great," and then I'm kind of like, but it's Switch though, so it's kind of like.
Here's my one thing that makes me think. I don't know. I'm of two minds. Mm-hmm. They say for Nintendo Switch, but they don't say exclusively for Nintendo Switch.
Huh.
When they show it,
they didn't make a big.
There's
deal
also an
about
amiibo.
Portable. Yeah.
There's an amiibo, so it's just like, is it only going to be on Switch? Is it not? This we're talking about Monster Hunter Rise, by the way.
Monster Hunter Rise. Yep.
Yeah. This the monsters look very Japanesey this time around.
Yep. Reminds me of Portable Third, which is awesome because we never got that one. So I'm glad. You might as well do it. Try it for a second time.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about this. So this looks really good. Even if it is on Switch, it still looks really good. But I think it would look better on something else.
I kind of have a thing for being forced to play Monster Hunter at 30 frames because Monster Hunter, as you know, can be very, very exact in a lot of ways. So it's kind of like, that's kind of disappointing. But
you're far more into it than I am.
Yeah.
But even still, I do like the what is it called the new bug you get that's essentially like a hook shot.
The wire bug.
Wire. Is that
bug.
what it's called? Wire bug?
Yeah, it's just called wire bug. So
that's awesome.
It's like the way you got around in Monster Hunter World, but then you can do it anywhere as opposed to only at certain points, which is pretty cool. I think that's pretty good.
It was a little fiddly in Monster Hunter World, I thought.
Yeah.
At certain points, because you had to aim. It was kind of like playing that Bionic Commando 360 game where you had to aim exactly where you had to aim.
I feel like I'm the only person that really loved that game. I loved that game.
The game was okay. I don't say love. I'd say it was fine. I don't hate it as much as everyone else hates it.
I definitely like Bionic Commando Rearmed more than that
everyone
game.
Likes that. That one is known to be good.
Yeah, but I liked it a lot. I mean, if we could have just gotten rid of that main character in that Bando Commando, and I think I bought it for like $5 at GameStop like a month after it came out. Like it was.
Yeah, it didn't stay very long.
Oh, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I mean, this I'm really excited about this Monster Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. I could tell even from if you look at like how the attacks look, how the characters look, and just like how the particle effects and everything. It looks like they just took Monster Hunter World and kind of just dialed stuff back, but it's like it's that engine. I'm sure that's probably Monster Hunter World was the last.
It's the RE engine, I believe. Actually,
it's RE engine. This one,
yes.
Okay, because Monster Hunter World was MT Framework. It was like the last MT Framework game. That's interesting.
Yep.
I didn't even know they could run RE engine on Switch.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with it. And RE engine is really focused on frame rate too, so I want to see what they do with that.
I mean, like I said earlier, if it's locked 30, I'll be fine.
Oh, that trailer definitely wasn't. It was looking.
No, the trailer wasn't.
But it was early.
It's not really out till March of next year.
They got plenty of time.
Yeah.
They got plenty of time.
In other Monster Hunter news, they showed.
Monster.
I actually kind of knew what this was automatically just based off of my experience with Monster Hunter Stories. But yeah, it's the new Monster Hunter Stories, and even though I never finished the first one,
I didn't finish the first one either.
I also didn't finish the anime or anything. But
I watched
the same premise is
10 minutes of the first episode of the anime and dropped it.
it gets way better. By the way, it's very childish at the beginning, but it gets way better.
I definitely need to try it again.
It's childish at probably the first 10 episodes, so you might have to give it a while.
Oh damn! Thanks for the warning.
Yeah,
I probably would have been like 4 episodes in and be like, "No, fuck you! This thing is terrible."
But the cat is pretty hilarious after a while, so give it a shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin, that'll be available next year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for that one as well.
It looks really good. It looks, I get it looks better than the first one, but
it looks more Final Fantasy and less Pokemon, I will say so.
yes. It looks more of like an RPG, more like a direct RPG, and less like a monster collecting type game. Which I mean, I've never really been super into those kind of monster collecting type games, so I've never really. This does look a lot more interesting to me.
Yeah, looking like a traditional RPG is what got my attention. I'd never played any of the Monster Hunter games, but I might give Stories a shot before the second one comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It looks, it does look pretty good.
Jeez. It is getting late. It's 10 o'clock. It's past my bedtime because I'm an old man.
We can speed through all the rest of this stuff.
I'm speeding through. That's what what is this called? Fitness something?
Boxing. So it's boxing with motion
fitness.
controls. So that's cool.
Yep. Don't punch your TV, kids. Let's see.
Disgaea 6.
Defiance of Destiny.
So that's actually I never
Disgaea
played Disgaea
6
game,
Dodd.
but that looks it looks pretty
Oh, I
interesting.
love the Disgaea games.
I've always wanted to get into them, but I just I never started one because I know that they can get like really deep and everything. I think I just played like a demo for 5 and that's it.
Disgaea 4 is on Game Pass right now.
Wait, what? Really?
Wait a minute, that's not on Xbox. I think that's just PC. Never mind.
Oh man,
It's on Game Pass for PC right now. Disgaea 4 Complete Edition.
God.
But yeah, you can get like so overpowered in those games, and a lot of the attacks are just really wild. And there is a kind of a learning curve further up you get in the levels.
I think I saw them one of them. I don't remember if it was 5 or 4, but you could like stack characters onto the same square so they can all attack at once or something like that.
Oh, that's a game standard, because you could have done that all the way on the first one.
Oh,
but it was
okay.
only with like the preenies, not like other characters. I think now you can do other characters.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah, I always want to try that out.
Yeah. Well, if you have a PC, you can play 4. If you have Nintendo Switch Online, you can play 5 Complete Edition. It's available in an extended trial if you have that subscription right now. So.
Oh, that's really good to know, actually.
It's probably like that Dragon Quest thing where it's like, yeah, you can play the first 10 hours of it.
Right.
It's like a ridiculously long demo. Let's see. I'm watching this guy.
Empire of Sin is the next one.
Yeah, I don't care about this. This is all computer. It looks like it belongs on computer.
Empire. Yeah, it does. I think that's the one where it's like I see it. It's like a mafia,
like an
1930s
Yep.
mafia type thing, and it's like a strategy. No.
Yep.
Real-time strategy? No. Turn-based strategy. There we go.
I couldn't tell you. I checked out pretty hard there. So,
It actually looks really interesting. I might actually try.
I mean, yeah. Hey, if you're gonna do it,
yeah, I'm always into the tactical RPG or XCOM style stuff, so that looks up my alley. But yeah,
I was hoping for a double threat with this next one when they showed the Rebellion logo and they showed Sniper Elite 4, which Sniper Elite 4 is really good. And that's, well, I don't know if it was on Game Pass or is on Game Pass.
I think it
And they gave it away free with PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, that thing's been ported to everything at this point.
Yeah, that game is actually really good, though. I was really hoping for, though, Strange Brigade on Switch. I would have totally been all about it. But no dice. Maybe eventually, though. Do you play Strange Brigade? That's good stuff.
Yeah, I played a little bit. I think that should be able to get on the Switch. That would be pretty interesting to have on there.
If they could put Sniper Elite 4 on Switch, they could put Strange Brigade on
Right.
Switch.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's the same engine. The Long Dark, which I mentioned at a previous episode, is available right now on Switch, which I have never beat, but I did play, and I liked a lot. I did it was like the paid alpha they did on Xbox, where it was like
Yeah.
you could buy the game while they were still developing it.
Yeah, it had it on there for a long time. I remember seeing it.
It was on there for almost 2 years.
My God.
But it was
sounds
good.
like Steam
I actually really
Greenlight.
liked it. Yeah. PGA Tour, I don't care.
Golf's gonna golf.
Yep. Hades.
Hades
We
looks
talked about this at a previous episode.
amazing. I'm really looking
It
forward
actually
to
got
this.
some good reviews.
Now, even I'm interested in playing that.
Have you played
Well, it's out now.
the other 2 or 3? Have you played the other games from these developers? It was like Bastion and Transistor.
I think we played Bastion.
I have. I don't know about you.
I just played a little bit of what you had.
Oh, well, yeah. I've played both of them, but not extensively. We talked about this. You said you were super into Transistor at one point.
Yes, I beat Transistor. I think I got it and I beat it like the next day or something like that.
Okay.
The game's amazing.
I haven't played that much of it. The next game is friggin'
Balan
Nights into
Wonderworld.
Dreams.
Yeah,
It's Nights into Dreams.
yeah.
Don't even pretend it's anything else.
I think
Like-
they missed the opportunity to call it Balan Wonderland, but whatever.
Yeah, seriously.
It just
But
sounds
yeah,
weird.
that's all this is.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Especially with like the
Which
little
I'm cool with. That's March of next year too, right alongside Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Just stack all this stuff up, why don't you?
Rune Factory 5.
Rune-
I never played any of
Rune
them, but
Factory.
I've always heard of them, but I've never played any of them.
Fantasy-based Harvest Moon.
And Nelly played a little bit of one. I didn't. I prefer regular Harvest Moon.
I get bored with the farming.
Get your
after a
Final
while.
Fantasy out of my Harvest Moon.
So is this actually related to Harvest Moon? Is it like an offshoot or something?
No, it's its own thing.
I think originally it was.
I think
but-
originally it was, but now it's just kind of like Final Fantasy, where each one's a new world kind of thing.
So
almost
Trials of
looks
Mana,
like-
I guess,
Yeah,
because it just
Atli
split
or
off.
Ryza is kind of what it
but you
reminds
have
me
a
of
farm
this
to
trailer.
still take care of.
Okay.
Yep. And that was not the end. I was going to say that's the end, but that's not the end. Very last, you have Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which was pretty obvious this is going to show
Right.
up there. Although
Yeah.
I'm surprised it showed up this fast. It was really quick. And apparently it runs great.
It looked good in the trailer.
Yeah, apparently it runs at like locked 60.
Really?
Which is
on
crazy.
the Switch? That's insane.
Apparently.
That's great.
I was looking at, I think it's Dark Moon. Is it Dark Moon? It's one of the, some sort of moon. Oh, it's just Moon, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the developer Moon. Yeah.
Yes. On their Twitter account, they're like, yeah, they're like, we optimized the hell out of it. I think they even use that exact terminology. Yeah, Moon Studios. And I am 8-Bit's putting out a physical version of both of them for the Switch, which I'm okay. I have them on Xbox, so I don't really need to buy them again. But if you don't have an Xbox and really want to play these, they're both really good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I might try it out on Series X, but the fact that it's 60 on Switch is amazing.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure that's what they say. Mm-hmm. I always I want to fact check myself now, but I'm about to right now.
I think that was it for the Direct Mini.
That's the majority of the stuff that happened this week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, here it is. To clarify, yes, Ori and the Will of the Wisp runs at 60 frames a second on the Switch. We optimized the hell out of it.
I'm sure.
Someone in the
Digital Foundry's
comments,
gonna get on
meanwhile,
that.
Nintendo can't even get Mario 64 running at 60 frames a second.
Of course, somebody's got to drive that home. Of
Yeah,
course.
someone's got to run it in there just as fast as possible. So.
Yeah, I don't think it was going back to that Mario thing. I don't think it was as egregious for them to have 64 running at 30 or 60 whatever.
No,
But-
no.
The fact that Sunshine doesn't-
can't hold 30
Yeah.
is bugging me though a little bit
Yeah.
because it's noticeably more choppy.
Yeah.
And that kind of bugs me. So, it is what it is at this point, though, I guess. So
That's weird.
over the next few weeks, Mafia Definitive Edition will come out. This is before next episode or by next episode. Crash Bandicoot 4, which I didn't realize it was so fast, coming up.
Yeah. And
That'll be out.
it looks... I normally don't care about collectathons, but it looks really good, so...
It does look good. So, yeah. Mortal Shell, the Dark Souls clone, the physical copy will be out.
Yep. This is...
Untitled Goose Game physical copy that is not a limited run thing will be out.
Huh. Okay.
And Star Wars Squadrons actually comes out the day we record next.
That's very nice.
We've talked about that several times on the podcast.
I'd like to see what a friend of the show, Jonathan Belmonte, thinks about it, if he's going to play that.
Jonathan who?
Belmonte. He was the one that came on...
That's the first one.
Yes.
The one with the
first
1,000
one.
nickname?
The first one, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I was about to say, is this a third Jonathan? You knock it off with the Jonathan.
There's a lot of them. But I saw that they are going to support like throttle and flight sticks and stuff like that on...
I did see that as well.
On console, which is great. I'm actually thinking about maybe getting like a cheap Thrustmaster or something like that, since I have Ace Combat also, and Flight Simulator is going to come out at some point.
I don't know what I'm going to get that on. Is it going to have a next generation upgrade? Did we confirm that?
I don't know. I would assume
I got to do some research. It's a budget title to start off with at only $40. So.
Yeah, I would assume that it will, because I doubt that the Xbox One is going to be able to play it at the same settings the PC is, but the Series X should be able to match it or come close.
EA tends to push those things pretty good.
Good.
I mean, I think I played Battlefield 1 on an Xbox One S, and I was amazed at how incredible it looked. Yeah, I don't know. We shall see.
Yep.
I'm more concerned with the VR mode on that. It's just like, I don't know if my PC could run it good and do VR. Plus, I don't even have a VR headset to run it on. But, I don't know. Maybe there'll be a next generation PlayStation VR that's like way better than what the current one is. So.
Which we still don't know anything about. They still haven't.
They didn't bring up VR at all either.
Not
I was
whatsoever.
surprised. I thought they would say something VR related, but they didn't.
Yeah, that was really surprising.
But yeah, that's our episodes. Everybody, under 2 hours. We did it.
Yep.
Even though that first little bit took way too long, I'll probably chop it up a little bit. We'll see. Hopefully, I'll get it posted since we had that break up in the middle. But I think we corrected quick enough.
Yeah, it should be all right.
Yeah. Yep. Still working on iTunes. Still working on SoundCloud, Twitter. I do not have the original audios, and I can't figure out how to do it. I'm honestly thinking, and this is going to be stupid, playing the speakers into the Yeti.
Oh man.
So, and just recording the episode again.
Is it not going to have like crazy feedback if you do that?
Probably.
Okay.
But it will exist. So,
hey, we do what we need to do.
hey, you should have listened to them way back when. It's your fault for cutting in so late. Where have you been? Yeah, that's our show, as I said. Till 2 weeks from now. Mm-hmm. I don't think anything else is happening. I've been McLeod. Dwight Robinson.
Yep. This is me.
Thanks for joining me as always. My wife, Nellie.
Hey.
Good to have you on.
Good to meet you.
So, a couple games you talked about. Yep. Yeah. Until 2 weeks. Goodbye, everybody.
All right then. Bye.
Everyone say bye.